Hello. Uh, Today I'm talking about the concept of fear, and this is a philosophy of fearism, fearology, and fear. These are very common terms, and at present the world is being run with the concept of fear, and fear has become the main uh, just element to move the world. Without a fear, nothing can be just imagined. So, how fear is defined, how fearology is defined, that is what I have taught today to give the concept to the just fearist philosophers and just many fearists, right, in the world. So, I have made some of the points. This can be useful to define fear, right? Especially fear, fearism, okay, and paralogy. These are the terms especially developed by this Subba, who lives in Hong Kong. First, fearism, the philosophy of fearism has been developed by him, and Dr. Michael Fisher from Canada. He has just opened one fearlessness institution and educational institution, and he's running that institution very well, maybe more than 20 years, right? He's working there. Husina Kasi is from just Nigeria. Another one, Maria from India, and many people are working there in the field of fearism, and fear has become the main subject matter of the present world. And fear has been defined in different forms. People may define fear from different aspects, right? So maybe animals who do not have this expression of the fear, their feeling of fear through the language, and they just express through the body, through their just like, gestures. And human beings only define the fear with the term, with the language, with the just concept. And fear is in fact abstract idea, right? Fear, fearism, fearology, right, is the matter of psychology. The fear comes through the psychological instinct there again just to arouse or create fear. The fear of a man and the fear of the animal differs, right? Fear is the outcome of consciousness and knowledge. This Subha has said fear comes through the knowledge, right? Or consciousness. Without consciousness and without knowledge, people do not fear. First, it is required to have the consciousness of fear. But in Sanskrit, the original definition of fear I have brought is it is defined in Sanskrit language. Mat bhayat vati vatoyam suryastapati mat bhayat barsotindro dhati agnir mrituscharati mat bhayat. It is written in Sanskrit language. Mat bhayat means because of my fear, right? Wati means wind. Watoim means that blows. I have translated that idea. It means the wind blows and the sun gives the rays of warm light because of the fear of the God. My fear means that Almighty God has said it is because of the fear of the God. This okay, the wind blows and even the sun functions or gives the warmth and light, right? In absence of fear, even the sun does not give the light. In absence of fear, even the wind does not blow. That is the concept of the Almighty God. The god Indra makes the rain fall. That means Barsutindra means it is Indra, that is a god that makes the rain fall because of the fear of an Almighty God, right? The fire burns and the death functions because of the fear of the God. And that God is supposed to be Almighty, more powerful, and that God has this the fear of God is everywhere to others, and because of this fear, the function of just different agents in the world goes on. That is how it is defined in Sanskrit language, right? Maybe it is the first definition of Sanskrit language, maybe first one in any just concept of fear, right? But fear has got of two types. That is called black fear, dark fear, and then it is also called negative fear. And another one is white fear, or the bright okay, aspect of fear, and it is called positive fear, right? They have their own rule in the rule of life to bring change. Dark fear has its own rule to bring the change from negative aspect, and the okay, white fear has its rule to bring the change in life from positive aspect, right? I have selected some of the terms only. What can be the Jessica fear in reality from white fear and okay, dark fear. White fear okay, means that leads to growth, that gives okay, progress, that brings prosperity. White fear brings changes in life, advancements in the world, and in every aspect, creativity, right? Positivity, achievement, success, and self-esteem. And it is called the positive kind of fear, right? So these things come from white fear. And fear of coronavirus, that is a key. White fear, because people just have the fear and they put on mask, putting mask, that is a positive fear, white fear. Maintaining social distance, that is white fear. The invention of injections and antidotes of that okay, coronavirus, that is a key. Positive fear, that is white fear. Disciplined lifestyle, that mixed by the white fear, consciousness, awareness, alertness, protection of life, security, safety, being away from the scapegoat in life, right? And then peace, see the outcome of the present civilized era of science and technology. These are all the just okay because of white fear or positive fear. Solution of the food crisis in the world. This is the result of white fear. Okay, people fear and that the world population may suffer from the just food crisis in many international food just like organization. That is what food supply, that is the outcome of white fear. And management of medicine, because of the fear of death, just like people have, science has managed the medicine. And means of transportation, it is because of this okay, white fear, flights, rockets, artificial rain to put out the fire of the forest and the like. These are some of the positive aspects of fear. These are called white fear. Life expansion, because of medicine and science and technology, decrease in mortality rates, and satisfaction in the progress of life, global connection via the internet, interdependence, cooperation, coordination, support to one another, fascinated and facilitated lifestyle, and the like are the result of fear. This is called white fear, not a black fear. That is these are the outcome of positive fear. Standard of living, hygiene, health, healthy food items, loving, caring, and saving the earth, planet, and ecology. They are also the outcome of white fear. Fear of God. People fear with the God and they become just disciplined. They do not want to do negative things, destructive work. That is also the outcome of white fear. Fear of morality, ethics. People always want to be moral, sound, honest, right? And if they fear to be quite just immoral and they just like do not become immoral, that is the outcome of white fear. Ethics, it comes from white fear. Fear of being corrupted. If people are just afraid, scared of being corrupted, they do not become corrupted. That is white fear. It saves them from being corrupted. Fear of making fallacies, means mistakes, errors. That is the good fear. Positive fear. Fear of crossing the law. Fear of performing illegal and criminal like acts. These are all some of the ideas of the white or positive fear. To avoid violence and being sinners of the earth are white fear. No one wants to become the sinners in the world. No one wants to do the violence in the world. That is what people are conscious about, are the result of white fears. But these all uh, concepts and definitions of the fearism are abstract ideas. The, and concrete images must be brought to comprehend the fearism. Then we need the concrete image to understand fearism, to make out fearism. The Twin Towers attack of 2001 on September 11 in New York is a concrete image to make out the fear. See, Twin Tower was attacked. People were nervous, and see everywhere in the world what would happen. That concrete image of fear, bomb, just like attack, and the attack with the plane, right? That is what death. So many people, okay, working there died, and it is a concrete image of the fear. It helps to understand the abstract image of fear, right? Otherwise, fear remains always in abstract, psychological, where it lies. Okay, it is almost unseen. So, visible scene of the fear, visible key image of the fear, okay, concrete image of the fear is one example of that Twin Tower attacks in September 11 in New York, right? The nervousness, traumatic condition of the life of the people were visible at that time around the globe. It was not only there in just America, in UK, Europe, in Western countries. This brought a kind of dramatic scene in the world, and the concept of terrorism arrived in the Western mind. So those who were doing destructive, violent hooliganism in the world were supposed to be just terrorists, and they got the new term terrorism. They just okay, it was to be applied as a terrorist, and they were treated according to the norms and values of terrorism. So the concrete image really helps how the concept of that abstract okay fearism is to be understood, right? Another second term is black or dark fear, okay, or negative parology that paves to terrorism. That dark part of fearism leads to okay, terrorism, horror, annihilation, destruction, devastation, and then see dismantling of creative works. Okay, dismantling of many statues, already established okay, systems, rules, and values, buildings collapsing. These are this negative aspect of fear, right? Disfiguring of life, killing human beings, disfiguring of art, plants, right? Okay, and even creatures, creating conflicts, disputes, battles, quarrels, wars, desertification, death. These are all negative aspects of fear, dark side of fear. And these black part of fear leads to depression, anxieties, and suicides, right? And then murders, massacres, bloodsheds, disasters, common and innocent people being scapegoating like the present Ukraine and Russia, where common people, innocent people are leaving their countries. They are taking their bags, their necessary goods, and they are just okay, being refugees in other countries where they find safe. The war is the war of okay, Putin and the war of Zelensky. It is the war of powerful people and powerless, common, innocent, who were not just okay, responsible for that war are scapegoat. They are made victims, and they are just leaving the country, though they love to stay there. That is what okay, another concrete image, right? It is concrete image of negative okay, or black fear, how people are suffering, how they are going, and scarcity of food, scarcity of just water, and scarcity of light, their power in those okay, devastated areas. That is another okay, positive negative aspects, concrete image they have realized in their life. That is what okay, the negative or just black or dark side of fear, making vulnerable and miserable people refugees, okay, and civil wars, robbery, lack of peace, absence of application of laws. When there is war, no one can apply the law. Law does not function well, right? And chaos occurs there. Disorder, and mass murdering are the activities and outcome of the negative or black fear in the world. And it is going on and on in any corner of the world. Maybe we are unseen, right? Violence, robbery, rape, assault are the fear of the dark zone. These are just going on in intangible form in the world. So no world can be envisioned. Envision means imagine and thought. It no world can be fancied, right? Okay, and imagine sense the role of fearism. So the present world is moving with the concept of fear, rule of fear. So no life can be imagined absent in absence of fear. We are dutiful, we are honest, we are working, going in our just like jobs on time because of fear of losing job, right? Because of fear of being okay, difficult to survive later, run the family later. So we work hard because of fear. They are positive fear, but we just want to kill others and die ourselves. That is negative, okay, our dark side of fear. So in fact, fearism must function, fearism must come in the course of study and must give the message to the world. And fearism, okay, must establish the hospitals, how to treat the patients who are suffering from depression, anxieties, and other these psychological, okay, problems, traumatic condition in the world, right? It must come the subject like sociology and anthropology. This is the need of, okay, bringing in the world as the subject matter of study. Otherwise, this world cannot be just, okay, improved. Somewhere, lack of fear brings mishaps, misfortunes. Many people do not have fear, and because of absence of fear, they do not have their, okay, just rules, duties properly played to, okay, advance the countries, to move the nations better in a better position. And see, these concepts of fears are always to be just brought in a positive form. Fearlessness comes only when we avoid everything and only when we go in the just sage-like condition in the life of the, okay, let's see, sadhus, that is called nuns and saints. At that time, we just depend only upon the God, and then we just surrender with the God. We love nothing, and at that time, the fearlessness position can really be established. Otherwise, the concept of fearlessness becomes very difficult to establish. Thank you. This is a short information about fearism and definition of fearism, what fearism is, what fearology is, how it was defined in the past, and how it is to be, okay, handled at present. The fearism, fear of saving the ecology and environment, is the must burning problem at present. Last year only in Europe, just many people died because of heat, and that is a new concept of global just ecological fearism. Global citizens have to just dedicate about the conservation and protection of planet Earth, sea, and the key environment, and then only human beings and other creatures can survive. Otherwise, there is a dark side of, okay, fear's role is becoming great in the world, and it must be just conscious on time to protect. Otherwise, there is no future of whole world or the planet or the humankind. Okay, we can learn many things about fear. This is a short information, and just the text of fearism can be purchased and just studied to understand more knowledge, more, okay, concept about fearism. Thank you.